What is up, super fam and bro Vengers alike? I am Sensei Finito, aka Vane Sensei, and welcome to Marvel Bros, where we discuss all things Marvel and everything pop culture. Now, I understand, I may be a little bit, wee bit late, and I'm sorry about that. But we gon' check out the season finale, the series finale, for none other than The Boys. I hope each and every one of you are excited to check this out. I hope everybody is happy to get into the finale of The Boys. I you know, I want to know how you guys are feeling about this in the comment section down below. Drop a 1 in the chat if you are ready for it. Drop a 2 in the chat if you are not. If you guys have been waiting for me to watch it, drop a 3 in the chat. You feel me? I want to know how you guys are doing. And if you're already watching it, then you'll be able to get ready to go on in, all right? I am pumped. I'm sorry I was late. I was actually driving back from the theater. So, yeah, we're gonna be nerding out. We're gonna be watching this together. But I if you guys were here last week, then you know I saw this in 40x. That's I went to the theater and I was watching it in 40x. The theater's about an hour away. The movie started a little late. We're here a little late too. But I wanted to watch this with you guys as well. So we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna lock in and really check this out. If you guys checked out the movie in the theaters, let me know. You feel me? Let me know if you guys have already checked it out in the theater, because you know what I'm saying. It's crazy. So on 3, we will press play to enjoy this episode together. I don't know why they chose to do the movie early. So I know a lot of people have already seen it. My theater was packed where I was. So I know there's probably going to be a lot of people that come in and try to spoil stuff. I should be able to be on standby for the chat as well, to try to help some of you guys out with everything. And I think she's been on standby, locking in. Shout out to her for holding the chat down. I appreciate you, my beautiful wife. We are ready to get into it, man. We might be a little behind, but that's okay. That is all right, you guys. That is all right. Make sure you join the Discord if you have not, because we will be talking about this show for a long time to come. So on 3, we will press play and enjoy this episode together. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive in. I don't even see it. Hold on. Let's dive in to episode 8 of The Boys, season 5. Okay. Oh, okay. So I guess my stuff just wanted to start tripping right at this exact moment. That's okay. What's happening? Come on, let's load up. What is going on? There we go. There we go. Okay. As I was saying, on 3, we will press play and enjoy this episode together. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jack Ryan.
It is go time, ladies and gentlemen. Mm. Oh, bro, Homelander looks absolutely diabolical, bro. He just looks so like every time you see him, you just know there's something going on. Yo, Aaron Paulson. What in the world is Aaron Paul? Yo, what is Aaron Paulson doing in the chat? That's the real Aaron Paulson. What? W Mans? What in the world? Bro, this Homelander monologue is crazy. You have to be very careful with Homelander, man. Look at bro couldn't even stick to the script. Homelander in the TV show is better than the comics. I have not read the comics. Wanted to watch with someone. Hey, bro, welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Oh, he said chapter 2 of the Homelander Bible. I hate that noise so much, bro. I got the surround sound headset on. That was, I might be a soup because that was messing me up a little bit right there.
Fuck me.
Ain't no way y'all just keep spamming about the audio. Yo, are you guys new to YouTube? Did you just start using YouTube yesterday? Y'all can't listen, but can you read? Oh man. Yo, I did think it was over for them in that moment. Yeah, copyright sucks, man. Sorry. I ain't nothing I can do about it. Prime Video has come for my streams. Prime Video, big YouTube, they don't be playing, man. They don't be playing at all. Like, they don't play at all. So, all right, Raja. Sorry, you're out of here, buddy. Ashley and Bashley exit stage left. Yeah. The Deep is absolutely out of his mind, bruh. Like it's out of he's absolutely hey Sunky Milk and Cereal. Crazy name, but what's up with this Sunky Milk? Thank you for the $5 holla. I appreciate you for this. You can't hear because of copyright and this and that is not letting YouTube copyright sucks, but copyright is not worth it. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. I cannot shout out to Sunky Milk. W's in the chat for Sunky. Coming through with the super chat just to get you guys to shut up a little bit. Doing the Lord's work out here. Praise Homelander. Sunky Milk and Cereal. Hey, I appreciate you, John Caleb. Welcome to the Super Fam. What? How was that? How was that? He is a baby, in fact. Bro said, no. Oh! The ultimate ball gag. Oh my god. Oh, father, more like, oh, brother. He's out of there. Uh oh. My goat is wild. Yo, y'all are on the wrong side of history. Y'all are on the wrong side of history. Talking about, oh, father is your goat. Oh, here he goes on his own tangent. Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go. Scorched earth. And the 40X, the seats were moving so much right here. Uh-oh. Justice for Ambrosius? Is that? Oh, oh snap. Oh. Oh. Bro got megalobombed. So Ambrosius octopus homies pulled up on bro. Oh shit. Oh. Justice for Ambrosius. I love that so much, bruh. I'm definitely making that a t-shirt. Nope. Sit your ass down, homeboy. We in this thing, bruh. We about to piece your shit up like it's Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, God. Oh, the homie. Man, RIP to the homie Frenchie, man. Okay. Okay. It's done data for that boy. It's done data for that boy. He can't fly. He can't fly. Oh. Woo! Dang. Ah! Ugh. Ah. 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 Look at the way he's smiling. Yo. Oh, chat is not happy. I just looked over. Chat is not happy right now. Yo, it is Crash Out City. Holy. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's take a breath, chat. Everybody just relax. It's okay. It's all right. Everybody just take a deep breath. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yo, people are not happy. Why do people ask? Why are people asking where's Homelander leveling cities? Relax. Oh my gosh, people are angry. Y'all gonna be mad. If y'all mad now, y'all gonna be real mad when this is actually over and I start talking about it. Yo, chat is spazzing. Boom. Shout out to Mus, man. I appreciate you, Mus. Thanks for coming through, not regurgitating the Twitter rhetoric, bruh. I appreciate it. If you guys, I would love for y'all to come through, not just saying this is terrible, terrible ending, hot God. I would like to see some reasonings behind your guys' thoughts. If you can, you feel me? If you can give me some reasonings. I know you can't write an entire discourse as to what you think about the episode because YouTube shortens your stuff, but I would like to see how you guys are feeling. The episode is not over yet, chat. We still have like 20, I think about like 15, 20 minutes left, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, welcome to the Super Fam. I appreciate everybody that's subscribing right now. I appreciate all of you guys. We're a scorched earth. We've been etched for 5 seasons. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. I ain't gonna lie, Luke. Listen. Bruh. And bro's right back to running Vought. Newsflash, Homelander's always been a joke. We've actually just got to finally see him for the joke that he really is. That's what this ending was really about. That's all I'll say about that one. Yo, what's up with the Treva? Welcome back in, man. Hope you've been good. Hope you're doing good. R.I.P. man. He didn't deserve it, man. I know he was old though. Y'all crashing out so hard we can't even get an RIP. We can't even get an RIP, man. RIP to my boy Terror, man. Jesus. Comments are coming in real quick. Mm. Facts. You're very right. Everybody, it's okay. You gotta let them rage a little bit. People are just angry right now. They thought the finale was gonna be directed by Zack Snyder. It's all right. Just give them a second. They'll be okay. Let them breathe. I am seeing some people have some actual stuff though, but everybody just saying it's ass. You're just as much as the bots that you think wrote this ending. Oh, that was a major punch to the ribs. Ah. Damn. Oh. Damn. Son of a butt. Ah. Yo, young bull went with MM. Damn. Absolutely crazy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the season finale, the series finale of The Boys. It has been a crazy journey along the way, but ultimately we came to an actual ending that I know is going to divide the community, gonna divide the fandom, surely. I understand. I know a lot of you feel very strongly about this and was expecting to see something very particular and did not get to see that. I understand that that could definitely be rubbing you guys the wrong way, but I think like a lot of people, I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the chat right now. I've been seeing a lot of different takes from you guys, okay? I've been seeing a ton of different takes from you guys right now. So, I do want to kind of just talk about it. I'll jump into some of your guys' comments to kind of deep dive a little bit. And I will say that for me, I did enjoy this. I've enjoyed this entire season. I have enjoyed this entire series. That's what I meant to say, not season. This entire series. I also enjoyed this season. I'm not gonna lie. I did. I liked this. I'm not sure what a lot of you guys were expecting, not gonna lie. But I will say that it could have been better for one. I'm not gonna say this is the best thing ever because I don't think that it is. I don't think that this is even the strongest season of The Boys either. Like I don't think that either. But nowhere near is it as bad as a lot of you guys have been like pretending that it is. Like a lot of y'all are just it's fake outrage. Honestly, like a lot of y'all just mad for the sake of being mad. Which I'm not gonna dive into that, but I will say it's this. I think that they did a really solid job with this. I do. I think they did a solid job with the ending, and I don't think it should have ended. I will tell you that. One, I'll say I don't think this season should have ended here. Two, I'll say I don't think Gen V should have ended. And then three, I will say I don't think that the next show that we get should be a all right, just doing cornball shit like that is not gonna, that's not cool. Don't do cornball stuff, okay? Let's relax. Uh but I do understand. I can definitely understand why a lot of you guys were saying like, hey, they gave us so much that we could have got, right? Like there's so many other things that they could have done. And there is a lot of things that they could have done. I will agree there. For sure. I will agree with that 100%. But I do not think that this is nearly as bad as a lot of people are saying. I don't think it was terrible, honestly. I really don't. I see you guys are saying what they're saying, but also we have 413 votes right now on the poll. 24%, 25% of people said that it's absolute cinema. 26% said great but flawed. 21% said mixed feelings, and then 28% said they fumbled it. So while they fumbled it does have the more votes with 28%, I do, we got to look at the numbers as what they are, right? Like, it's mixed. I think it's best to say that this is a mixed season amongst everybody. And I will say I agree that there should have been more action. I 100% agree with that part. I do think that this should have been a little bit more action packed. If you guys have watched Supernatural, one's in the chat if anybody has watched Supernatural. If you have ever watched Supernatural, this ending that we got from the boys is very Supernatural coded. That's all I can really say about that. And the Supernatural ending is also very divisive, right? Like it is also very divisive. You know what I mean? So it seems it's very interesting, but I don't I do think someone earlier said we got blue-balled for 5 seasons about seeing scorched earth. I definitely agree with you, random citizen. I definitely agree with you. We did not get scorched earth, and we were definitely promised scorched earth from like kind of from the very beginning. We were promised a scorched earth. I was not expecting, invincible levels of leveling cities. Like, that's not what I was expecting by any means. But I definitely thought we were going to see, Homelander do some destruction of any kind. Like, I did not expect the only destruction that we really see Homelander do be when he destroyed the plane. That was I did not expect that. I did not expect that. I expected a lot more. I didn't expect like explosions and death and everything everywhere, but I definitely expected to at least see I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I am very taken aback by what happened. I'm not gonna lie. When the Gen V gang got in the truck and drove off, I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I was like, oh my God. Oh no. Like, oh no. That's very much how I felt. I did not expect that at all. And I feel like the way things were done, I don't know, man. Like I said, I enjoyed this for what it was. Like, I don't think that this was a fumbled season, but I also don't think it was great. I had a good time with it, but there are a lot of flaws here for me. Yeah, man, as we sit and we talk, I'm checking out chat. Shout out to everybody that's following. I appreciate you guys all. Thank you very much. Make sure you drop a like on the stream as well. I'm gonna get to as many comments as I can. If you guys want me to for sure read your comment, just drop a super chat and then I'll get to it immediately. But there's so many comments coming in. I'm gonna try. I am going to get into them, and we're gonna start this discussion. We are gonna start this discussion because I know you guys got stuff to say. And I have some things to say back to you. You know what I mean? But I feel like I feel like I don't know. I'm a little confused is what I'll say the most, right? I am confused. as to how we got to where we are. Like, of course, we know that there's budget constraints. Eric Kripke, before this season even came out, he did everything that he could to curb expectations. I don't know if you guys read any of those articles, but he was like, hey, don't expect giant flying fight scenes and all of this stuff because there's no money in the budget for that. Like, that's basically, he kind of went on a press tour saying stuff like that, right? But I think it's very interesting that we get to this point now. Again, I'm very confused. Like, all the Gen V comments that you guys have, I very much agree with those as well. I don't think that it affects me to where it's like, oh, this is a huge plot hole. I don't feel like that with the Gen V characters or anything like that. I just kind of feel more so like, why was this? Why did we do all of that just for nothing to kind of come from that in the grand scheme of things? Now, I did see someone earlier say that it would have taken away from the boys to have these side characters from Gen V and even Soldier Boy. A lot of you guys don't want to admit it, but Soldier Boy is a side character. He is. He has not been there since the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like a main character in the way that the boys are, Homelander, you know, the Deep and all of them. I mean, that's why the Deep was here still, right? You know what I mean? Like, these are these are things that we kind of have to pay attention to as well, because is my mic bugging? Hey, yo, thank you. Hold on. I appreciate you, random citizen that told me about my mic. I didn't see your name. Jacob, I appreciate you, Jacob. Thank you for that, man. Mic check. Am I good? If I'm good, let me know. Maybe Butcher. Oh, yo, shout out to my guy with the $2 hunter coming through with the super chat. Maybe Butcher should have succeeded with the virus. I agree with you. I'm not gonna lie. I think the virus should have still went off. We ended very happy-go-lucky, and I did not expect that. From what the boys has been, I 100% did not expect everybody to just go off and be happy. That was random a little bit, you know. That was random. I feel like Game of Thrones, right? No matter what we say about that, because there are a lot of problems with Game of Thrones, when it came to the end of Game of Thrones, they fumbled it hard, but they still succeeded on giving us a lot of action moments and like changing characters very much. You know what I mean? Like doing these big things for characters. Don't get me wrong, it was bad, but still, it's like, oh, this huge thing happens, the fall of this, and it's like, and I don't feel like we got that here, you know? I feel like man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I am a little disappointed. I will say that, bro. I'm a little disappointed. I actually watched this in theaters in the 40X theater. That was also pointless for me. Like, there was really no reason for them to make it in the 40X. Like, there was really no reason for that, bro. Like, there was really no reason for it to be in 40X, actually. You know, like I feel like what someone else said earlier. Again, we got blueballed. They literally released a poster of Homelander being in space and just looking at Earth. And through the season, they talked about Homelander being able to fly into space if something was released. You know what I mean? And then just wait and then come back. It's like, man, I don't know. That was incense, bro. The 40X was solid. When people were getting hit and thrown around, you felt it. You were moving in the You know what I mean? You were moving in the seat, and then when something else happened, you were like, boom, you know, like all it was solid. When there was blood spurting from people's mouth, water splashed in your face a little bit. When the deep got thrown in the water splashed in your face. You know, all those types of things happened. It was pretty solid. You would get hit in the back when people were punching and all of that. It worked, bro. It worked. Really, it did. It did work. It did work. It did. The 40X definitely worked. Yo, T-Rev, I appreciate you. Let's see the super chat. Why was Homelander even given V1? His immortality meant nothing. We haven't seen sadistic Homelander since that rally when he I-beamed that guy. That's very true. I agree. Sadistic Homelander, when he I-beamed that dude, and when he let the plane fall, and don't forget, he also destroyed that other plane that a senator was on or whatever because he was trying to help out Madeline, and all those stuffs didn't work. But again, I just don't understand why any of that really went that way. But he was given the V1. Okay, so if you will look at it, the V1 was kind of their fail-safe, so they did not have to use the actual virus and have a soup genocide on their hands. I feel like that's really what that was for, right? They did not want to release. That was always a very last case scenario to release the soup genocidal thing, right? So, because it would have killed all the soups around the world, not just Homelander, it would have killed everybody, right? So they did that, and then da-da-da-da-da. So they were still going to be able to kill him until he found the V1. Homelander took the V1. The V1 does not make him, like, Super Saiyan, not, you know, so much as to where it just makes him kind of immortal. So he doesn't get like a super buff. He more so gets immortality, which is not like, you know, I know it sounds very crazy, but that's how it is supposed to be, right? Same thing with Soldier Boy, right? Soldier Boy and Homelander, they could have killed each other at multiple times throughout the show, in certain ways, right? Because remember, tell me your name. What's her name? Stormfront, aka Lady Liberty, aka Carla. She also had the V1, but she was able to die, right? And then they also showed us that they kind of foreshadowed the whole Homelander losing his powers and the V1 and all of that with using Bulletproof or Blasthead, whatever bro's name is that Soldier Boy got the V1 from. He was also V1, right? He was V1'd up. Well, Bombsight, that's what his name is. Bombsight was, thank you, chat. Bombsight was also, he had the V1 as well, right? But he was able to get it burned out of his system, and he was not like Super Saiyan level. That's why Soldier Boy and him were going blow for blow, and Soldier Boy was still about to kill Bombsight, even though he had already taken the V1. So don't get fooled by the V1, chat. Don't think that the V1 just automatically means, oh, hey, this dude is now a Super Saiyan level threat. Like, no. You know? But yeah, so his immortality did mean something until he got it burnt out of him. But I do agree with not having seen the sadistic side. I think they'll probably try to explain that away as to we didn't see sadistic Homelander because he was like becoming God and kind of doing all of that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Seems very interesting. Yeah, all the theaters were sold out. Yeah. People was on that. I wanted blood and bones, not sunshine and rainbows. I mean, you did get blood and bones. You know, that's how Homelander ended up. Homelander can snap a train's neck like it's nothing before V1, but apparently he can get his ass beat by below average soups by punches. Butcher has never ever been a below average soup with his ability. Butcher's been literally tearing soups apart since he became a soup. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Like, Like, don't sleep on Butcher. Butcher literally has been murdering Soups since he got the ability to. He's just been ripping them in half like it's nothing. Like, he's been ripping them in half. Like, literally, just grabbing them, tearing through their body, ripping them in half. Like, don't sleep on Butcher, okay? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, but yeah, facts. That did happen. Bro's just a human, though, so. Butcher also is leveled up. Like, they're all stronger. You can't just be flat, you know what I mean? Homelander without his powers had me dying. Yeah, bro. I appreciated seeing Homelander for who he really is. Who he really is without the powers. Yo, okay, I see the super chats coming through. Let's see what y'all got to say. Let's see. Okay, I appreciate the super chat. Shout out to y'all. The show had some goose chases and was constantly on the bleak side of, so it was nice to have these characters get a sweeter ending. I enjoyed it overall. Hey, I can definitely agree with that, Mercy. Shout out to everybody that just dropped a super chat. If you want me to check in with what you're saying, just drop that and I got you. The show did have some goose chases in it. But I feel like a lot of these seasons are goose chases, for lack of better words, but it ends up being a goose chase because they lose a lot, right? It's only a goose chase because the boys lose. If they were winning, it wouldn't be goose chases the whole time, right? Because they would be grabbing these things, but they go and grab it, and then it's like, nah, bruh, checkmate. They go and do this, and then it's like, nah, bro, checkmate to that too, you know? So it's solid. I appreciate the ending for what it was, but I definitely agree that it could have and should have been more. This is not getting a high rating from me. I'm gonna keep it lit. This is not getting a high rating from me because I'm very disappointed in what we got, but I still appreciate it for what it was. I know that might sound crazy, but that I'm just letting you know. The ending felt rushed. I think some characters didn't get well developed. I also still believe having the virus released would have been a better ending. David, I agree. I agree, man. I really thought that fight that Huey and Butcher had was going to lead to it being released no matter what. And it was going to be a little bit of a bittersweet ending, and everybody was going to have to learn how to live in this post-virus world that has now taken out all of the Soups. That is definitely the side that I was hoping and leaning towards. So I'm not, it's unfortunate that didn't happen. Hey, welcome to the Super Fam. I appreciate you. It's very unfortunate that did not happen, but still, I think for what it was, they accomplished it. Like, this did give us a book ending to certain characters, to certain arcs. It definitely gave us answers to questions. Like, I know a lot of people were going to be wondering what happened to Ryan. And I think one of the best things that could have happened to Ryan happened to him being, adopted by MM. Like, that is awesome. Like, that's pretty cool to me. I like stuff like that. I know some of you guys may not enjoy it, but again, like that other comment said earlier, I was expecting blood and bone, not sunshine and rainbows. And I can 1000% agree with that. I cannot argue with that at all. So Vought has Soldier Boy now? Yeah, that's right. That is right. It makes me wonder if Vought Rising is going to possibly be like a 2-part series to where it's like, we're getting flashbacks and we're living in modern day or something like that. I don't know. Ah, wait. Woo. I had popcorn in my tooth. That was crazy. Why do y'all want such an apocalyptic ending? I think it's because they did tease us with Scorched Earth. We had an entire moment where Butcher and Homelander sat down and agreed upon Scorched Earth. And I don't think we saw any of the Earth actually scorched. Did I read all of the super chats? I feel like I missed one. Oh no, I read that. Yeah, Vought has Soldier Boy now. Yep. I'm very interested in where we go from here. I would not be surprised if they like announce a new show or something. Terror freaking died. Yo, what's up, Chicano? Welcome in, man. Yeah, R.I.P. Terror. Exactly. They lose, but they persevere. That's what they've always been about, is persevering, right? They persevere through all of the things that happens no matter what. Problem with that argument is that they introduced Marie as a soup who may be capable of taking out Homelander, whole reason for her powers. Yes. Yes, they introduced Marie as the only other person to be injected with compound V in utero, right? Like, that was really the whole purpose, is to show, like, Gen V is talking about her and how she is similar to Homelander. But she did not know how to control her powers. And against Homelander, you know, she already went up against Homelander once. This is what we're forgetting, right? And they couldn't just turn this season into Let's Train Marie. Like, and that's why I can't really go into Gen V as much. You know what I mean, chat? Because it's like, we couldn't have turned the boys' finale season into Let's Train Marie to beat Homelander. I mean, it just wasn't gonna happen. It wasn't gonna happen. They're not gonna do that. Okay, I'm losing some chats. We'll skip down a little bit. Gen V is a spinoff. It's literally just a spinoff on the whole world of the boys. I don't get how some people don't see that. Yeah, it is literally a spinoff. I didn't know if it was really going to be setting up that as big as it did, you know, especially with how bro died. I think that was a lot of it too, right? Her power was also connected to how Godolkin, was that bro's name? Was a lot of her power stuff was connected to him. No scorched earth. Yeah, that was a little frustrating. Usually when they say certain things like that, you see it. So a recycled trash fanfic ending. I would not even almost kind of say that it was that bad. Absolute Cinema has actually now taken the lead out of the 885 votes in the polls right now. Rings of Power got all the money. R.I.P. Wheel of Time. You know what I mean? My show got canceled, baby. At least this got to come to an end. I'd have no problem XO for Gen V taking a back seat. My thing is, though, why we build up Marie for nothing? Their low-key wasn't even a reason to cross them over. I mean, their characters did provide a lot of the stuff that was going on, and we do kind of just understand that those characters can do that because of what we've seen them do already in Gen V. So it doesn't make us be like, oh man, like, how the hell did they do that? No, we know that Marie is capable. We know Emma is capable. We know all of them are capable. So they were able to just kind of say, hey, the JV team did it, and that's why we got that. Hey, yo, thank you for the jewels. Sorry, I didn't know what was going on. It was saying gold coins, and then it was saying jewels. Thank you for the jewels. Thank you for the gold coins. I appreciate you very much. Shout out to you. Hey, so welcome to the Super Fam. I appreciate you as well. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys join the Discord. We always have nerdy conversations. We always deep dive into nerdy stuff. I love to give you nerds a place to talk and discuss how you guys are feeling about certain things and certain topics. So make sure you guys join the Discord. We got a ton of new content, ton of stuff coming out in the future. So Kimiko is invulnerable. So again, when it comes to V1, V1 does not really change the person's abilities at all, right? She still got laser. Well, I guess it did kind of change her because she got lasered and didn't get cut in half. So I guess it makes them more durable. I think that's the biggest change to them is they become more durable, but it doesn't mean that they're unkillable, right? Like very similar to the Mountain Dude, and then, I mean, we are only assuming that Stormfront is dead. I know a lot of you guys like to think that she's not dead because of the way that they were talking about her. Again, little side tangent right here. I kind of think that Bot Rising is going to end up being a blend of like past and present, just because of how they set stuff up in this season and the fact that Soldier Boy's just a lot like this. I don't know. I wasn't ready for the series to end like there was going to be more in the universe. But apparently there is going to be more, right? Like, I don't know why they canceled Gen V if all those, I don't know. The VCU is obviously still alive. So that's probably why they didn't give everything a complete bookend, is because we're going to get a lot of these answers in something else. Hopefully. Wishful thinking? I don't think so. We already know Bot Rising is coming. They were talking about The Boys Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it was called, right? And that was supposed to be taking place in Mexico. Hence the name. And then we know that they want to do other VCU stuff. So, we'll see. We'll see. And entire hype around season 5 was about Scorched Earth, like the poster, homie flying in space looking at Earth. I agree, man. I agree. No, I agree with this, you guys. 100% I agree with this. I agree with this. Yeah. This is a notion that I also said. I'm not sure what that was about, bro. I am honestly not sure what that was about. Wheel of Time was good, Alex. I agree. Wheel of Time was good. RIP to my show, man. Again, NJ, thanks for the jewels, brother. I appreciate you. What were the psychic people supposed to do? So the psychic people were reading the minds of the people in the audience to figure out who of them were actually true believers as Homelander gave his God monologue, his Godalogue, right? As he gave his Godalogue, the psychics were scanning people's brains to find who was pure in heart, actually serving Homelander and believed in their hearts that he was their Lord and Savior. So that's why they were bing, 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 bing. Because it was like, all right, kill this one, kill that one, kill that one, kill this one, kill this one, kill that one, and yeah, kill that one too, as a matter of fact. Where was the flying soups around the White House? Oh yeah, that did. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. The posters they basically released concept art as promo material, blood, because we didn't see any of that, and I definitely was waiting for Yeah, I was waiting for Homelander in space, like staring down at Earth as the vaccine went and like killed everybody, and he was forced to walk the Earth alone because he's like all he wants is the praise from everybody, but instead everyone dies except him. But it's like I don't think they could do any of those types of endings because they want to keep the universe going. So I don't know. I don't think they could go too scorched earth. I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I'm a little bummed that all of the stuff that the writer in the show said kind of came to fruition. That makes me a little irritated. I was hoping that was not as much foreshadowing as it actually came to be. And it actually turned out to be a ton of foreshadowing for what the song was going to do. It was very on par with when hold on. Robert Kirkman could not think of bro's name. It's very on par to when Robert Kirkman had in the Invincible show the comic book writer like talking about how it's hard to have animations be good and throughout the entire show, and that's why you'll see one frame that's super drawn really good and then another one that's not drawn good, right? Like that has now become an actual meme for the entire show, and guess where that came from? Also Prime, buddy. So Prime just does not like to use money for stuff. They Flying Soups flew to Mexico spinoff. Yo, shout out to my guy for the super chat. Hey, yeah, all the soups flew there. That's another thing, yo. They talked about he also talked about there being multiple, like bringing in all the soups from around the world because they need to protect America. We saw none of them. There was some. There was definitely some. There was definitely some corners cut, bro. Like that is funny to me. I don't know. That's funny to me, bro. That is funny to me, man. Like I'm not one to nitpick, but it like the arguments I definitely agree with that you guys are bringing up. Scorched Earth, what happened to it? The Gen V characters, why? Like I agree with those things, yo. I agree with those things. Like I agree with those two for sure. Soldier Boy killed this season. Your take on him? Bandit. I love Soldier Boy. This was obviously it's almost like they built up Soldier Boy to be the new Homelander in the next thing that happens, right? I feel like they've kind of passed the torch to Soldier Boy to be whoever he's going to be in this new. We know Vought Rising is coming out, and that's going to be set in the 40s or whatever, like back in the day. So that's going to be way super duper prequel. But my thought, like I've been saying today, is like maybe they do a thing with Vought Rising where it's not only just about the past, but it's also about present day as well. So they do some weird type of flashback thing where it's like, it is about the show is literally all about Soldier Boy, but he's just constantly having flashbacks about the things that have happened, and so we're seeing that, but we're also seeing his present life, but we're also getting flashbacks, but we're also seeing his present life. Like I think there's something like that could possibly happen, Bandit. I'm not sure, but that's kind of what I think could happen there. But he did kill it this season. Soldier Boy was incredible. I loved I loved Jensen Ackles' performance this season. It was real. It really solidified him as being like that guy for me. At first, I was a little taken aback by Soldier Boy, but over the course of the season, I ended up really liking his character, and I do like Soldier Boy's character more than Homelander. Homelander was 100% a whiny baby and all that stuff. I don't know about Soldier Boy. They talk about Soldier Boy like he's like how Homelander is, like he's a big whiny baby and he really wasn't that guy before he got the V. All the stuff that, Homelander is, right? Because you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. But I'm really happy with what they did with his character, and it does have me excited to see what's going to be happening in Vought Rising. I am still going to watch Vought Rising. I think that this season did a very Star Warsy thing to where they made us kind of like just pick up on ends of stories, like when Obi-Wan just be like, oh yeah, the Clone Wars. And Luke's like, the Clone Wars? You know what I'm saying? Like, they did things like that in this show, but I think they did it in preparation for, you know what I mean, episode 2, Attack of the Clones. You know what I'm saying? So, but I know a lot of people have not liked that this season was very much like a backdoor pilot season just for Bot Rising. And when we get to this ending, I'm happy that I don't even know what happens now. I don't know where this goes. I would not be surprised if this week or next week they announce a new show in the Boys universe, in the VOT universe. I think they literally call it the VOT cinematic universe. So, I'm not sure where that goes. I don't know where we go from here when it comes to that front. I just got to keep that lit, chat. You know what I mean? But I did love Soldier Boy this season. He was freaking awesome. Where was Soldier Boy? Homelander choked him out and put him in cryo sleep, and then no doubt either Stan Edgar kept him in cryo sleep, or they're going to try to rebrand him in order to use him as the new face of everything. But who knows? He might be too close to it, or they might just try to put him on cryo sleep for another 100 years until they can bring him out again. I would not mind a freaking show set in the future or something. I don't know. The reason Homelander became so nerfed as a human was because he always had V, so his strength was always faked. He was never strong, just enhanced. Yeah, exactly. And he never had to train. I don't think they really ever, trained him, other than his endurance with, all the fire and stuff. They weren't, he wasn't doing invincible training, lifting, 1,000 pounds regularly. And, that's not what was going down. They saw the boys were making money and made a safe ending because it was about money, of course. But I don't know why they would want to end it when it's making money. I don't know. I don't know, brother. Hear me out. If they extended the finale for an hour and when Homelander snapped on TV, he could have lasered people, and also he shouldn't have gotten nerfed when he became human. I think he should have did Scorched Earth, for sure. What I think they should have did is had the numbers up as he's talking, and then just watch his percentages going down as he's talking, and then he just kind of breaks and snaps and then lasers everyone. You know what I mean? Like him having a actual representation of how nobody freaking likes him. You know? I feel that, pro gamer. I mean, you might, that's very possible. I think this went for a very emotional, impactful ending rather than a big spectacle ending, which cool, but I don't think that's what they've been building up to for 5 seasons, personally. This was not a bad ending. Whoever says it is was just bad. Whoever said it was bad is just sucking. I don't think it's a bad ending. I don't think it's a terrible ending. I don't think it's a great ending either, right? Like this is not like a fantastic ending. But I think this accomplishes what it set out to do. Again, if anybody has watched Supernatural, then you will understand. Yeah, it's a decent ending. It definitely gives stuff a bookend. It's to a point where, if they choose to do more, you can see more things happening in the future. But if they choose not to, then you can kind of imagine what could have happened with some of these characters. The soups migrated to the top. I'm rewatching the scene where they were saying scorched earth, and in context, it just sounds like they would fight to the death specifically. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there as well. their intention and the context in Scorched Earth is that they will have a fight to the death. But we can also agree what Scorched Earth typically means. We all lose everything. Nobody wins. And in the end, they did both die. So, Homelander killed fake Elon. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, the Gen V characters, I would not surprise if they pull up in like Mexico Rising or that even might be something because is it called Mexico Rising? Are y'all being dillweeds and just saying that or is that what the actual show is called? Wait a minute. I do not think it's called Mexico Rising. It's not. Yo, you're wildin', man. Y'all are wildin'. The Boys Mexico, but I believe this has been in development since 2023. So that's 3 years. So, if they're doing anything with this, that probably has completely changed now that this is over. Or maybe it was one of those things to where it's like, hey, you cannot make another season until you finish this one. Show had terrible writing since season 2. Why are people so shocked now? I don't get it. I don't agree. They will be going ahead with Boys then but through Gen V. Gen V got canceled, unfortunately. They canceled Gen V. It was supposed to be getting a season 3. No doubt it would have been about the aftermath of The Boys itself and being able to see what the hell happened there. But I can see them being like, bro, there's no way we're about to have 4 different universe shows going at the same time. Bot Rising, Boys Mexico, The Boys, and Gen V. That's very wishful thinking. Did no one find Soldier Boy sleeping in Homelander's room in months? They did, but what are they going to do about it? Say something to his psychotic ass? I think not. I did enjoy his arc and story. I just would have liked it to end earlier and not fill up. Yeah, not till episode 7. Yeah, I agree. I agree. They could have accomplished a lot of the same things. Yeah. It's very interesting that this is the path they chose to take. I do feel that way. The fact that Soldier Boy can easily bitch slap Homelander, but also Homelander can't have a proper stance to throw hands when he's human. Solid, not perfect ending. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, power scaling never makes sense if you go through the Boys universe, it's not gonna make sense. So you can't get too into the power scaling side of things because that's not what this is about. You know what I mean? Oh, and Diabolical. So there were 6 shows. Sorry, forgot about that. Because there was some stuff in Diabolical that ended up being canon. Let's not forget that. Damn. No wonder they had to end this. They was like, bro, you think we pouring more money into this? I'd say 7 out of 10. I just wanted a 10 out of 10. I wanted a 10 out of 10. I would have even been happy with an 8.5 out of 10. 8.7 out of 10 I would have been happy with. I don't think I got an 8.7 out of 10 personally, but that's just me. I would not rate this I would not rate this an 8 or higher. Cause like I wanna love this, but it's just like, damn, brother. He should have done the speech in a public space and go insane in full view. I am a little bummed that we never got to see him laser a full crowd, because they definitely teased like that was something that he would do. There was a lot of things that were teased as to be like, oh, when he finally snaps, this is what will happen. And I guess he did stuff on small scale, right? Like he went and killed all the people in the office and then trapped the lady in the room with them, and he did a bunch of stuff like that, but I don't know. The only soups in the building were the ones that needed to be on TV, and at the speed the boys were coming at, no soup could get there in time. What? No, they talked about they talked about bringing the soups in. Oh wait, you're replying to someone else. Never mind. But if you're talking about what I think you're talking about, then yeah, they said something about bringing soups from all over the world a long time ago. I don't think he was just saying the psychic specifically, because before he even killed I guess that was just in episode 7, huh? Maybe that was episode 7. No, that was in episode 7 when he killed Homegirl. Firecracker. Before he killed Firecracker, he was like, bring all of our soups home, because there's about to be political unrest when I declare myself as God. I was surprised that we didn't even get a little montage of soups going into people's houses and killing them. That's what I thought was going to happen. I did. I thought we were going to get a little montage of the soups going into people's houses that were not true believers and killing them, and that's why Homelander called them in. You know, there was a lot of 42 fakes that may not have actually been 42 fakes. It may have just been wishful thinking on our part, but they did a lot of stuff to make it seem as if they were actually building up to something bigger than they actually did. I don't know if you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys explained that. I'm pretty sure you guys agree with that, but you guys probably don't want to agree with it because you kind of just want to not like it right now because it's not what you wanted. But there are so many things that there were set up to be that ended up not being. And that just feels very weird, and it can feel like a little bit of a rug pull, for lack of better words, because it does seem like they gave us that. But unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of that. Guys, please continue to let me know how you feel about this in the comment section down below. We're talking about the series finale of The Boys. We're talking about the good, we're talking about the ugly, we're talking about the bad, we're talking about it all. So please let me know how y'all are feeling. We are so close to 200 likes on the stream. If you guys could, please drop a like on the stream because it helps out tremendously around these parts, man. You know, the YouTube algorithm gods will do everything they can to hold us down. Uh... Why did they say they would take care of the boys' group? Knowing Starlight was in there was enough to have something or someone to defeat a soup? Well, they were just planning on shooting until everyone was dead. They had the ringers going on their ears and all that good stuff, you know. They didn't expect them to get locked out. Oh, no, they expected them to stay locked out, is what I stay locked in. Whoops, goodness. They expected them to stay locked in, you know what I mean? But they didn't. They got up out of there. But they were helped. They were helped. They sent them to yeah, they sent the Gen V crew to Canada. That was crazy. Is it fair to say that you don't care that much about writing as long as you are entertained by it? Like, why didn't A-Train call the Seven before he confronts Huey and his dad in season 1? What are you talking about? You just brought up the most random thing right now that has nothing to do with the conversation at hand. Why didn't A-Train call the Seven before he confronted Huey and his dad in season 1? What in the hell are you talking about? A-Train was on drugs. He was a drug addict. He was abusing drugs regularly with his girl. He wasn't supposed to be doing that. And he was scared to die. Everybody was scared of Homelander. And I don't even know what you're talking about. Why would he do these things? Homelander went looking for Sister Sage, who betrayed him and ended up killing Frenchie and just leaving. Yes, that did happen, but he killed Frenchie and left because he did not know that she was there, and Frenchie literally did his job. He distracted him. That did happen. He distracted him. He talked his shit to him. He attacked his he attacked him as a human being. This was a very interesting season because we were seeing Homelander like act more human in a lot of ways as he was trying to be a god, and then that all became like the detriment of him, you know? How did Homelander not go through the bus that Kimiko's brother threw at him in season 2? His speed is close to Metro Man. Metro Man, like from Mega Man? Metro Man? I don't think I'm supposed to be taking these comments seriously, am I? Facts. Then leave. Episode was good. Could have been better, but it was better than the Stranger Thing finale. Not gonna lie, Oh Father's death made me cackle. It reminded me of the science. Yeah. They definitely black bolted him. MM's story arc was honestly the best. I agree. I am so happy my boy got to get back with his wife. He got his daughter with him now, and he has adopted Butcher's stepson, who is actually Homelander's son. But he adopted him. I love that. I love that, bro. Make a new show and have him be the center of it. What about that angel shit? Bro is just bro lost his mind. That is quite literally what happened. You know what I think? I believe that he really did care about A-Train, and when he killed A-Train, that was like the straw that broke the camel's back, and that is what made him go insane. Because it was only after he killed A-Train and he was sitting there mourning him that he got his first vision when he was in the audience of A-Train's mock funeral, right? It was like at that point it was too much that he couldn't he was faking too much, and it made him go insane, literally, and he snapped. Literally. I enjoyed it. Solid ending. I think it was poetic to have the final fight be between Huey and Butcher. It started with those two and ended with those two. Exactly. It's like poetry. It rhymes. You feel me? That's definitely the vibe that it was going for. And I appreciated seeing that. Butcher and Huey have been going at it throughout the entire series about the ethical standards that they have as to how to actually handle this. And it makes sense as to why once we get down to this itty-gritty part of it, we really see a full-blown issue apart from them, right? Or between them. Because as we see where the show ended, Huey had dreams of having, like, you know, he wants to be, literally, he wants to be with Starlight. He wants that to be his woman, his baby mama. You know what I mean? That's what he wants. And he knows there was no way he could get those types of things with that type of death. There is no way that they could have won with that type of death leaning on all of them. Mothers like MM was losing it, right? Like everybody was losing it because they were losing the fight. So since they were losing the fight, they were also losing hope in turn of that. So this whole season has kind of been, I mean, the whole series literally has been showing us how Huey stays the hope. And even in the season where he kind of dabbled in the darkness, we see how much that messed with him. And then he ended up injecting his dad with V, and well, he didn't inject his dad with V, but you know what I mean? And all of that stuff happened because of because of his bad choices. So there's a lot there, man. Yeah, bro, the promo finessed us. I agree with you guys. Like I said, Scorched Earth, Gen V, false promotion. I agree with those for sure. I agree with those across the board. I cannot argue with that at all, bro. Because they promised us something completely different with the promotion material that was put out for this show. Hands down. Like I cannot disagree with you there. And if you expected to see something based off of that, and you're like, you know, set like I understand then. You know what I mean? Because they definitely showed us Soups flying over the thing. Like we didn't even see this. Oh, you guys don't see what I'm saying. We didn't even see this, right? We didn't even see Homelander. Well, I guess we did see him flying like this, but not really. Like we did, you know, like I don't know, bruh. Like I don't know. It's just a very interesting choice. You know what I mean? He snapped because they were going to call him father. He said, forget that. I'll get rid of everyone instead. Everything could have been a lot worse for sure. I think it was good. Like I said, it was solid. It was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. It was just good. I think they went again. I said it. I think I already said this, but they went for they went way heavier on emotional impact rather than actual like spectacle. People are calling it trash only because we didn't get scorched earth. Yeah, I agree. Yes, that is why they are calling it, and in some cases, they may be valid if they interpreted it scorched. Whoa. If they interpreted scorched earth as the earth being scorched. Because, I mean, for all intents and purposes, that's kind of what those terms mean. But they did really mean, like, fight to the death. Exactly. If they didn't tease scorched earth, I think people would be happier. Yeah, 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 yeah. Unless they came up with like a new meaning for scorched earth just for this, then yeah, exactly. Uh, yeah, I already watched the entire episode, chat. So just start this over. If you guys are here for the reaction, we are. If you're in the watch part, if you're here for the watch party, we already did that. So we are in the review section of the stream right now. So if you just rewind, then you'll be good. Sorry, I forgot the U.S. is the only country on the planet. I expected at least 1 billion plus deaths. This is sheer disappointment. Hey, I did expect to see something crazy. I don't know. I don't know if I expect like it's so interesting, right? For me, it's like, oh, they showed us like maybe two different posters of no, the first poster was of Homelander flying over the White House with hella soups around him. Then another poster of him in the sky, in the atmosphere, like outside of Earth's atmosphere, staring down at Earth. And then in the show, they show him take V1 and shoot lasers into the sky like we've never seen before. I thought he was gonna be in the sky lasering shit down like freaking the Fire Lord in Avatar when he became the Phoenix Lord at the end. Spoilers if you haven't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. But when he has all of them on the end of the things and they're just letting fire blaze from their fists as the freaking, you know what I'm saying? And they're like super powered up, bro. I thought we were gonna see some shit like that. Not gonna lie, I thought we were gonna see a coordinated and organized strike from soups across the planet or something, but we didn't. But we saw them take that lady out of her house and do a dance number. So that counts for something. Deep out here getting packed and skewered and becoming sushi. Yeah, bro. They did him dirty, bro. I'm trying to figure out how the whole gang figured out about what he did to Ambrose. Yeah, A Train had solid character development. I liked it a lot. If you could give one thing, like this is this is one problem in your argument. A Train directly informed Homelander about Huey at the tower meeting. Okay, so you wanted we've never seen any of the we've never seen any of the seven ever make a phone call and be like, hey, come quick, I need your help. But all of a sudden you want them to do that? No. They're expected to handle shit on their own, and then they inform how Homelander in the tower meeting. Just like you said. Like you just said, right? Like you were just saying, right? Right? Okay. Just want to make sure. Overall, what rating would you give the whole series start to finish? I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I might be around there for the whole series. Maybe an 8. I'm pretty while they did what they wanted to do, I'm pretty underwhelmed. I'm not whelmed. I'm pretty underwhelmed. I'm pretty underwhelmed. Kimiko taking 0 damage was lame. They never established that she was invincible. I don't know if she took 0 damage. Didn't she, like, get knocked down and have to, like, get the strength to stand back up? Or was that not like that? But if I'm not mistaken, the radiation, the act of becoming more like Soldier Boy made her more like Soldier Boy, and he is in fact more durable. And she has the healing factor as well. So I think that makes sense. It may not be directly, mentioned. But it is inferred. Prop. I still haven't seen you actually give anything about the writing. Like, none of the things you're saying are actually things with that. Like, those aren't writing things. Like, that's nothing to do with the narrative or the dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are not plot holes. Homelander saved both Stillwell's baby and Butcher at the same exact moment the bomb exploded. He can throw Soldier Boy into space before Soldier Boy even realizes what's going on. That's not what his character would do. So somehow you're expecting characters to act outside of their character, and you think that's somehow better writing? Okay. You think Homelander killing his dad is something that he would do? Because you just saying, why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he doing that? Why isn't he doing this? That has nothing to do with plot. That has nothing to do with, like, dialogue, narrative, character development, like pacing, structure. Like, it has nothing to do with those things. Do you understand? Like, those things have nothing to do with that. We invested 7 years. Gen V, we made this show #1, and they just us prepare to be disappointed. Why do that to us? They were so confident all along of a season 5 planned and how great it was, and then, yeah. Yeah. there's definitely more to come. And that's like, you can tell there's going to be other spin-off stuff happening from this. This is not the end of everything. It's just the end of the boys. Is that a good thing? Who knows? We are now in uncharted waters. I mean, none of these shows, none of the seasons have been like one of any of the comics from what I know, but you know. Looking back, season 2 is the only season where Huey didn't kill a guy. Really? Are you for real, Chate? Translucent season 1, Vought Soldier season 1 finale, Russian Soldier season 3, His Dad season 4, and then oh, bruh, I guess so, huh? Dang. It was supposed to be a global impact because that's what they kept teasing, but since the church was just for America, oh, I understand what you're saying because the church definitely was just for America. But the whole season, they were like, yo, we got to save everybody. Like, there's billions of people on the line. You know, like, you know? Yeah. I understand this, yeah, but people are also pissed because Homelander was teased to snap for however many years, and a lot of people thought it was going to happen this episode, and all he did was kill off Elon parody, yeah, and it was off screen. Yeah, bro, I understand. That I can definitely understand that. He was definitely teased to go snap, bro. And it's like, I guess we were just supposed to be okay with him thinking he was God being his snap moment. I don't know, man. It just seems so interesting. I already said it, but it's just like, it's very interesting that they chose to go this route. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I continue to feel. I went straight to the White House and ordered a ban. That's hecka funny, bro. Yeah, he has super hearing and all this stuff, but ask yourself if maybe that's not a good for plot they're trying to set up for the season. What I'm doing is not nitpicking, 1,000 billion% it is. Homelander can be as fast as the Flash in season 1, but if you establish that, then you have to stay consistent with it. Don't jump around. I mean, that can be used for the Flash. Like, how often is the Flash beaten because he's not fast? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's nitpicking. 100. You're nitpicking, bro. Usually, when you have a character that is something, you have to take that something away from them for them to be defeated, which is what they did here. Or you have these other things that are in place, like Homelander, the character he is, the person that he is. He wanted the love and affection from people more than anything, and that is why he never murdered a hell of people at once in public, in the public's eye, because he knows that it would immediately tarnish his name. And that's why when he had a hint of people not believing in him and all that stuff, he was about to laser everyone. But Sister Sage stopped him because she never wanted that type of stuff to go down in that way. She wanted a very specific thing to happen. So she stopped him from doing that very thing, right? So it's like, yo, these are not, these are character flaws. These are character, like, pieces. He didn't use super speed. He never even tried to use the super speed. Now you may be frustrated with that, but bruh, it just didn't happen. Yeah, bro wanted to see godly Homelander and doesn't seem to understand that nerfing him is necessary to the overall plot to the boy's story and literally trying to kill him. Yeah, I don't even know if we can call it nerfing because this is just how he's always been. No, that's not necessarily true. I understand what you're saying, but not that's not really, if he was the Flash fast, maybe, but he's not even he's not as fast as A Train is. He's not Flash fast. That's how A Train was able to save Huey when Homelander laser blasted at the beginning of the season, because A Train is faster than Homelander. If A Train did not try to dodge that girl and then go off course and crash, he would have been gone, and Homelander most likely would not have caught him. Because A Train is faster. He's fast. He's a fast guy. And it's not like they got that super speed to where it's like, oh, anything ever happens. I'm always like, no, bro. If that was the case, then Ryan wouldn't have been able to get hit with the ball by someone that was standing in the crowd, because Homelander would have been able to catch it immediately. Like, do you see how this type of thinking just breaks everything down? It's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. It just seems like a common thing with shows nowadays that they don't put effort into their final seasons, even though that's where most of your budget, time, and effort should go. Yeah, man, it's pretty unfortunate. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. I'm not sure. It's mainly because they're not. I don't think they're wanting to bring it to an end, which is what causes the problem. I feel like his snap was interrupted. Exactly, Austin. And that's where the whole season kind of changes for something different. When, to be fair, that's at the start of the season. But yeah, if you set the tone with Homelander getting outed about the flight and then him murdering a bunch of people, that would have been a solid way to start it. All the promo pics of Butcher on the White House lawn with a bunch of suits flying, destroyed Vought building, Homelander in space above a literal scorched earth. All actual lies. Yeah, brother. Yeah. That is insane. That is insane. It was 100% all promo art. I mean, all concept art. It was all like, what if, right? It's like they showed us the alternate universe ending for every single thing. Yeah, that is pretty crazy, man. Like I said, there's no arguments from me when it comes to those types of things, bro. Like, it's just no arguments from me. He went off course because he didn't want to run through a girl like he did at the start of the series. It's called character development. It's something that seems to be very confusing to you. So, in the start of his arc, he does something terrible by killing Huey's girlfriend because he ran through her because he did not care to stop. So right there, the way we start the show is a speedster being so fast that he's not even aware that there is a person in front of him to stop and go around. He just runs through her. So that right there should end every single argument you have of why can't he just dodge or how is he getting snuck up on. If A-Train did not know that there was a woman in front of him as he ran through her, then I guess this type of speedsterism works a little bit different, doesn't it? Gosh, what are we doing? Go take a shower. I don't think the finale was awful as Stranger Things, but def underwhelming. Homelander getting the V1 and becoming immortal felt inconsequential because he does nothing with it and loses it easily. Yeah. Unfortunately, the V1 was more so something so that we would not see them use the soup-killing virus on the whole world. The Scourge virus, as I like to call it. I feel like Eric Kripke realized that he was going very invincible with stuff, and he didn't want to do it. He's like, if they want Invincible, they can go watch it. Because that's not what this show is. Because essentially, that's what you got to do. You got to destroy, like, that's what a lot of people were expecting. They were expecting, like, the Chicago event. Or, you know what I mean? Any of that type of stuff to go down. The biggest thing everyone should remember, especially bro that's complaining about the speed stuff, is that these are not meta-humans, right? These are superhumans. I hope that can be a difference for you. Flash is a meta-human, but A-Train is a superhuman. So he has superhuman speed, not meta-human speed. And you can take that and put it for everybody. Okay? Okay. Like, you're using completely different hierarchies to consider what's going on here. Mainly, they don't write the entire series as one whole thing. They get mission creep and add things on top of things, which doesn't really work. Plus, they also shift from books. Yeah, I've basically heard everybody like that they shifted from the books, though. I haven't heard anyone be like, oh, man, this isn't like the books. Darn it. Like, I haven't heard one person say that ever. But I do agree with everything else that you said completely. Like, it's definitely a slow creep, a slow crawl, and it's just ridiculous, you know? My friend is just mad because Soldier Boy could have been Kamiko. Yeah, but Soldier Boy did not really, you know what I mean, do that type of stuff, you know? He was on his son's side even though he didn't like him. He didn't like him, but he wasn't on his side, but he was also on his son's side. Book ending was ass, to be honest. That's what I heard everybody. I've literally heard every person that's talked about the comic say that the book was ass. Literally. Not heard one person say, not one person say that it wasn't. You know what I mean? Am I tripping, or is this one of the worst episodes I've seen of any show? I would not say that. Personally, I would not say that. How did Homelander blitzed to Frenchie so fast without even trying. It was like walking to him, moving that fast. And in episode 8, he struggles to go to the other end of the room, yet even fly. Was there a soup with tentacles grabbing him when he went to Frenchie? Was he fighting two soups that are equally as strong as he is when that happened? No. Like, these are very easy things that you guys are talking about. Butcher literally had his tentacles wrapped around him and was throwing him around. We have seen Butcher's tentacles be strong as shit multiple times before this. Like, this isn't even a, I don't know. This isn't a surprising thing to me. Maybe, I don't know. We have seen Butcher do a lot with his stuff. Like, what about the supposedly bulletproof Deep getting killed by a random octopus? He got skewered, man. Straight through his body. The comic relied on the biggest ass pull in comic history to wrap up the story. Literally zero build up to what happened there. Oh, guys, we are making a show that's going against Marvel corporations, etc. That's our message, but let's make the ending where the power of friendship wins. The main villain gets nerfed. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I understand. Don't mess with the boys, fans. We don't watch our own show. I agree. I agree. It lacked some stuff, man. It really did. There was definitely a lack of stuff. All of these power scaling shenanigans are ridiculous conversations that does not need to be had within the boys universe. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. There's the power scaling is insanity in the boys, and it always has been. Like, to start talking about shit right now, to start complaining about things like this right now is utterly ridiculous. Like, these are not even the first time. This is not even the first time something like this has happened. Utterly ridiculous. Honestly, utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. You can complain of the things that you guys are complaining about. You could have complained about every single season and stopped watching the show a long time ago. But you didn't. You kept watching the show instead. Because these are not things that just now happened. This is not the first time that we've seen Homelander get, like, snuck up on. Or whatever you want to call it. Like, right? It's the same case as he's not just always listening to everyone around him at every point all the time. He tunes in, he tunes out. When he's just sitting there, he's not listening to every person that's right there. He's not. He's not. Are people scared to talk shit about him while he's in the building? Hell yeah, they are. Do they still do it a lot? Yes. It's the same way that when he doesn't just see through everything all the time, does he? No. He has to activate his vision to see. He needs to activate his flight to fly. For all we know, that's why he does that dumbass shit with his hands, because that's his, that's what his quirk takes. You know what I mean? Like, these are things that have been happening, literally. Like, we can do this all day. We can do this all day with these things that you guys are building. Like, it literally makes no sense. It makes no sense. Wow, he could hear an explosion. Wow, he could hear an explode. You don't say. Oh, how crazy is that? He could hear an explosion without having to activate his super hearing. It's almost like it was a damn explosion, huh? Little explosion. You're an idiot. Congratulations. Have a good night. What do you think will happen to Soldier Boy? Bro, I really have no clue where Soldier Boy goes next, man. Like, I don't. He might have another show later. But I mean, other than Vought Rising, I don't know. Like I said, Vought Rising might be, it might be, da 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 da. Bah. That's all I'm saying, man. It's crazy. This level of complaining is diabolical, bro. This is like saying, why didn't Homelander just beat everybody when they came to Vought when it was Homelander and Soldier Boy and they were all fighting each other? Why didn't Soldier Boy why didn't Homelander just wrap everybody up and quickly toss them into the vault at the bottom of Vought Tower? Huh? Why didn't that happen, G golly? By George? Huh? Why didn't that go down? I wonder. Like, Jesus, this is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. Guys, like a spin-up where we build up a virus and let's make the build-up in season 4 and season 5, but hear me out. Let's not use it because we need more spin-offs. Yo, this is crazy. You're right, because I did like 100%. That is what Gen V was about. The Gen V was about the soup killing virus that did not get used. It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild, man. It is kind of diabolical. I didn't want to see him win, but I definitely wanted to see them lose a little harder. You know? I wish we got to see more of depowered Homelander with as big of an ego he had the whole show thinking he was untouchable. We should have seen him completely unravel as he realizes he's got nothing. I mean, bro, he was on the ground on his knees begging, talking about he was going to do some wild things. Like, bro, I think we got to see him be stripped of his his supermanity as much as possible. You are literally not like it's not you're incorrect. My point has always been if you are saying that his super speed that he should have this super speed reaction time and it should have only been in this case and that is why this season is bad, then you're wild. Do you understand what I'm saying? If your point of saying that this season is bad because there's inconsistencies in this season because he didn't react fast enough when this is something that has happened in other seasons, then that doesn't make sense, bro. That does not make sense, man. I don't care. You can't make that make sense. Make it make sense to me that now you are saying this stuff is bad writing, but you were just talking about how consistent it was in other seasons when things on the same caliber happened. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, this is not how it works. Are you new to comics? Have you ever read a comic? Like, have you ever read a comic, bro? Like these are crazy things that we're talking about. Kimiko getting Soldier Boy's blast powers at the end of the show randomly by using plot magic is what Clara would have wanted. I mean, was it a little random? Yes. But did they also kind of show it? Yeah. You know, like What episode was that when we got the different POVs of all the people, right? When we were in Terror's POV at that headquarters, what they were doing was making that stuff, right? That's what we saw Butcher doing, like how Butcher was collecting a bunch of stuff, and everybody was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And he was like, "Piss off," and all that. He was making that thing. You know what I mean? Man, stop judging us. We're power scaling and complaining because that's what Clara would have wanted. Well, as long as that's what Clara would have wanted. Its super speed is consistent in season 2, 3, and 4, and 5. There, I made it simple for you. Why do you keep like, bro? Whatever, bro. Have a good day. Have a good night, man. You bless your heart. You know what I mean? Because that's what Clara would have wanted. Bro, still yapping about super speed. This is what I'm saying, man. I'm just looking at other. I'm not like, bro is, he's cool over there with super speed, man. Super speed's not even one, like, bruh, what, good on you, man. Good on you. Like, tell me why he did not just grab A-Train when A-Train came in to save Huey. Answer me that question. Why didn't he do that? Or, better yet, why didn't he, I don't know, stop the dude from coughing in his face? Oh, wait, no. How about why didn't he, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, bro, what are we talking about? What about when him and Homelander, what about when Homelander, Soldier Boy, and bruh fought then? Why didn't he, you know what I mean? Like, oh, guess what? No one had tentacles to grab his ass and stop him. Like, these are like, again, this is not the first time that we saw Homelander get jumped, bro. We've seen Homelander get jumped multiple times, bro. Like, we cannot talk about this. We cannot talk about this. Like, I'm more mad they didn't show Huey going to the nudie. Bro, I'm telling you, I agree. I agree, Taco. Yo, these are the complaints that we can talk about, okay? Because Taco, I agree. We've been hearing about this damn titty bar for how many years, bro? And they didn't show it. And I'm not, again, I am saying this is not terrible, and I am also saying that this is not fantastic. I do not, you know what I mean? I do not, like, I don't stand on the fence of either of those. I think I think they did what they came to do. They leaned on emotional impact way more than anything else. And I feel like they should not have only leaned on emotional impact for this finale. I feel like this finale was leading up to something more, more, not fantastical, more in your face, more not abstract. I can't think of the word. I think I've said it before, but I can't think of it at this moment. So it's like, I know a lot of people are coming through and they're like, oh my gosh, if you're saying that this shit was anything other than terrible, then you are just ignorant. And it's like, bro, y'all are in the wrong spot. We're here to actually have conversations and discuss the things that we did not enjoy about the things that are going on. You know what I mean? Like that's fine. Like, and again, but we're here to have real discussions about these things. Like the plot, the character development. You know what I mean? The dialogue, the pacing, the overall structure of the episode, the sound quality, maybe the music score. You know what I'm saying? Like, Watching clips on Instagram is not watching the show. We didn't enjoy the virus not being released. Yeah, I didn't like that. So here's the things that I can get behind, right? I can get behind no scorched earth being an issue, 100%. I can get behind I can get behind the posters and stuff being false promo, 1000%. I can get behind what did bro just say? The virus being kind of Gen V. That's it. I can agree with Gen V being a little pointless. I can definitely agree with that. I can agree with that. Um, I feel like those are really the big three things that are like the big points. You know what I mean? That are really holding us up the most. The V1 not mattering. Ah. I feel like the V1 did matter a little bit. The V1 also furthered Homelander's insanity into thinking that he is really God, right? Like, that is where that came from. Okay, like him, like the whole V1 part of it is a part of Homelander's crazy prophecy that he got into actually reaching godhood and wanting to follow through with it because he becomes a full-blown god, right? So that is the entire point of the V1. That's why he even allows the legend to live when he gives him the whereabouts of where the V1 is unknowingly, because it's like him being a merciful God to someone that has helped him, right? So the whole V1 is a part of his plot to become more like God in this path to have his not imperfections, but his not immunity. What the? Why am I drawing a blank? Probably because it's 3 a.m. Immortality. There we go. His immortality. That's where his immortality came from, right? As soon as he took the V1 and became a god, what did he immediately started doing? He immediately started getting pregnant women from Nepal to donate their breast milk, and he was taking a bath, like a bath in breast milk openly in front of his dad, who he was just now acting like he hated breast milk in front of and drinking a Manhattan instead, right? So the V1 gave him the confidence that he was lacking because again, he is weak. It's just like, it's the same thing that Sage was saying, and the same thing that I think Butcher also said it. No matter how much you get, no matter how much you win, you will never ever be satisfied with what you gain. It will never be enough. And that him getting the V1 and then choosing to ascend to, you know, like, and then ascending to godhood and all that, all of those things are wrapped into that. All of it is wrapped into that. Just also a also I just want to let you guys know this. If a character has a plan and then that plan does not work, right? If a character has a plan and then that plan does not work, that is not considered a plot hole. Okay? That's not a plot hole. After Homelander died, Butcher completely lost his purpose. Honestly, I think dying was better. I mean, bro was a gun. He just needed to be pointed at something. Oh, you know? You know what I'm saying? By the way, the term scorched earth doesn't mean literally scorching the earth. It's a military term meaning to stop at nothing to kill the enemy. Well, I mean, while it's not literal in scorched earth, it is literal in destroying everything. Like, you destroy everything that your enemy has. Like, that is the way that you wage war. You destroy, like, their crops, their livestock. You destroy their livelihood. You take any possibility of them getting money. Like, you take everything away. Like, scorched earth is like that. Literally, they know what scorched earth means. That's why they used it in the promotional material of having Vought burning and having the planet on fire, because that is what scorched earth implies on this scale that they were going to, right? That's like, they scaled it to this level of full world. We have to save billions and all. Like, they did that. They did that with the scale, and that also lined with the scorched earth. You know what I'm saying? Win at all costs. The V1 thing is a bit something you can't get too mad about, but can make a decent point. Yes. I agree. Again, the V1, these things are plot devices, right? Like, I understand that it can be frustrating to know that these things are only used to move a plot forward, but you're supposed to only introduce things that do move the plot forward. So the V1 mattered in the emotional impact and stuff for Homelander, right? Because even though he had the V1, he was still a scared little baby boy, right? He was scared little baby doobie doo, a little scared baby boy. I'm mad they never gave us a conclusion to Zoe's arc. She was built up for 3 seasons and we never even got her in the final montage. Yeah, I again, certain things like that, I just feel like these things are coming up in something else. I wouldn't be surprised if I feel like these things are going to come up in something else. That's the only reason why it's like, what? It's not like, what? Yeah. Yeah, man. I there was also another comment that I definitely agreed with. This should have been a longer finale. They should have made this an hour and 30 minutes or 2 hours. Like, they should have. Like, Eric Kripke was really tripping not doing that. It only makes sense to do that. Not because it's like, oh, we need all these things wrapped up, but you just need enough time to let it breathe and for it to feel like a series is ending. I feel like I've been waiting for this grand crescendo to occur throughout the entire duration of season 5, and by the time we get to the end credits, it never really hits its mark. While I did enjoy this season, I enjoyed all the things that they did with this season. I enjoyed the interconnectivity into Gen V with Godolkin and all of these different things, but instead of it feeling like, I think someone else said this in a previous episode as well, it felt like a lot of the stuff that they were doing was more so just checking off boxes in the list of things that needed to come up within the plot or within the narrative of the story, not necessarily things that allow the plot to naturally move and flow as they should. The pacing and the structure didn't come into play too, like, there wasn't too much of an issue with pacing and structure for me. I'm not the type of person that needs to see action and you know, crazy stuff every single episode in order for it to keep my attention or anything like that. I am okay with emotional development. I'm okay with character development. I am okay with big plot beats being emotional moments, but I also would like to see action. I don't know if you guys ever watched House of the Dragon or season 2, but in House of the Dragon season 2, HBO Max actually cut them an episode short. So where we were supposed to usually get that huge battle at the end, that in that regular Game of Thrones fashion that the whole season has been building up to, it unfortunately does not hit that mark, and then it kind of falls flat for that season because we do not get that big payoff of the action that comes from that emotional buildup that has been occurring throughout the season. And I kind of feel that way about this entire show now that we finished it. I feel like we were building up to something very big to happen, and then a lot of those very big things were happening off screen. But then again, a lot of the biggest things in this show that have moved the plot forward have always been off screen. When Homelander first kills Starlight's friend on the top of the building and then he brings her there to see his dead body, right? We did not see him die. Right? We did not see him die. And that is a similar thing that has kind of occurred in different seasons and one for one reason or another. So the in a lot of ways, the lack of is actually the cause for the consistency in a weird way. But in another way, it's also interesting that the expectations were not curbed properly. These expectations have been all over the roof, all over the building, all over the all over. And it just seemed very, I don't know. It seemed very interesting. I don't know. I just don't really know where to set this. I'm at an impasse right now. I'm at this crossroads when it comes to this show. As I appreciate the journey that we have been on, but I feel like I just ran a marathon, and after I crossed the finish line, they did not give me a medal. Does that make sense? You know, am I still happy that I ran the marathon? Sure, of course. You know, healthy shit is cool to do. Exercising is lovely. Probably some of you in the chat should do a little exercise. But the point is, what not did I do a marathon for if not to hang a medal around my neck to show people that I ran the marathon? You know? And I feel like that's how I feel. I feel like I have crossed the finish line, just finished this race, and now that I have crossed it, there is no one bringing me the medal that I invested into. Yeah. I think that is I think that is the most accurate take I could give about this, right? You know, that is the most accurate take I can give about this. Is I appreciate the journey that we went on. Season 1 was incredible for this show. Like seeing Huey's girl get obliterated into oblivion was insane. I never thought we would see something like that. And to know that that character that did that and changed Huey's life forever is now the character that came and saved Huey's life and the reason that he's going on to be able to have a child with Starlight. There's something poetic about that. You know what I mean? Like his arc is he has a great character arc, right? Mother's Milk, great character arc. Huey, great character arc. Lost his dad, lost his girlfriend, but never lost himself. He almost lost himself, but never did. And Butcher, well, Butcher's always been Butcher. And he stayed Butcher until the very end. Even Frenchie. Oh. Y'all need to stop even talking to prop production. Like, bro's a bot. Chat, he's a bot. Like, bro's a bot, chat. Like, you can't indulge, man. You know what I mean? You can't indulge in his shenanigans. He's a tier 1 rage baiter. Just let him be. Let him continue to talk about consistency when he's watched a total of 7 episodes of a 5 seasons. You know what I mean? You just gotta let people like that talk to a wall. Cause they're gonna talk no matter if you respond or not. You know what I mean? Oh, Father had an oddly decent ending. Death by what would have been pleasing him could have died on Ashley, honestly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was crazy. Bro got black bolted. Did not expect that. Yo. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Yo, protect y'all peace, man. Protect y'all peace, man. It would be better if Huey killed Butcher if Butcher committed mass murder on Soups to make it dramatic. Not justifying Butcher, but it gives a good run on the final season. I think that would have been I think we could have kind of came to the same conclusion, but also, added that emotional impact and that to the, if you do, I think that would have been something to do to make this be like Endgame Infinity War ending. And you're going to continue the season, but you want the world to be changed forever. Honestly, I think the world will be changed forever. I think some people will continue to believe in Homelander. I believe people will watch that. I think people will have watched Homelander be murdered and butchered by Butcher and literally create a martyr out of Homelander and say that he is literally like their messiah and that he was crucified and all of that stuff. Like, I have, like, literally, you know what I mean? Like, that is literally the same thing. You know what I mean? Yo, G Jones, what's up with it, bro? you you had me rolling, bro, because you must have been here just chilling. You was chilling on the wall with your drink, like, bro, there's hella people in here. I feel that. I feel that. Yes, exactly. Despite how bad things are, things will always get better. For real. And honestly, if you do anything other than that, you kind of sully what the entire show has been about. Because it's like, yeah. I will say it's underwhelming because they have been promising two big payoffs from the show up until now. You know what I mean? They have been promising two big payoffs. And one of those was the very big emotional payoff of Huey being the canary. They flipped that on its head. And then the other was the scorched earth, and they flipped that on its head. So they have successfully kind of changed the trajectory of what we expected to happen. But I don't know if it was necessarily for the benefit of us or the story. Just being honest. with the cancellation of Gen V, it would have been cool to have them at least fight some suits outside the White House and make way for the boys to get in that way. Yeah, I was expecting. I am going to be honest, bro. I was also expecting something like this. Wow, what a surprise. He brought up talking about slurs. The Edge Lord. What an Edge Lord. Wow. He's so cool. The IMBD rating should be cinema to see. I haven't seen it yet. Hold on. Let's go. IMDb Boy Season 5. Yo, and people were saying this shit was bad as Stranger Things. Nothing could ever be so bad that an entire fandom creates a fake creates a fake secret episode because they were like, there's no way it could end like this. You know what I mean? Like nothing, I don't think anything will ever go down in history as being like that. I could not believe it when that happened, bro. I could not believe it when that happened. 8.6 out of 10 for the overall rating of this season on IMDb. Or is this for the whole show? I think that might be the whole show. Hold on. Season 5. Yeah, 8 average. And that is exactly what I said I would give it as well, as an 8. For the whole season, that is. And this is episode 8. Oh, there's no ratings on this yet. They'll probably open that up probably tomorrow. Let's check out Serialized. Serialized. Let's go to the boys. The boys. Oh, shit. Yo, they have taken down the possibility to rate the episode. Because usually it's right here. Or maybe so many people are on it, review bombing it, that they had to stop it. Damn. Well, I was trying to show y'all, but you know. Tell me this, how was Homelander held down by Butcher Ryan? Tell me this, how was Homelander held down by Butcher and Ryan when Butcher, Soldier Boy, and Huey couldn't pin him down? Are you telling me Ryan is stronger than Soldier Boy? One for one. Soldier Boy was not holding him down at that moment because he was charging his chest blast up. That's how bro was able to fly and go away. Let's just get that out the way. So it was Huey and it was Butcher that were holding him down. Okay? That's first and foremost, okay? Butcher, Huey held him down. Soldier Boy charged up his chest blast, and then Homelander flew away because of that. All right? Let's get that out of the way. Ryan is 100% stronger than both Huey and Butcher at that state of the boys. Okay? That state of the boys, Butcher was using the Butcher and Huey were using what was it? It wasn't even called Compound V. What, right? It wasn't even V. They were Temp V. They were using Temporary V, right? The Temporary V was also killing Butcher. This Butcher who is this new soup, is much stronger than Temp V Butcher. Temp V Butcher had a completely different set of powers. He was flying. He was flying and shit. Like he not flying, I'm sorry. He had the eye, he had the laser vision. He was strong as shit. He could not fly. I apologize. He could not fly. I know I said he could fly. It was a misspeak. So he was definitely weaker than that. Temp V Butcher is 1,000,000%. Like without a doubt, he is weaker than Compound V Butcher because Temp V is weaker than Compound V. That is very basic thing to just go over, like honestly. And Ryan is obviously stronger. Ryan is a kid and was punching the shit out of Homelander and making him bleed, lasering his chest and leaving marks. Yes, Ryan is strong. He's strong as shit. And Ryan is also the only natural born soup in existence. So yes, he is stronger. If he is stronger than Soldier Boy, that would not be surprising to me because he is a kid who is already beating the shit out of his father more than anyone else in the world can. Okay? Like what are you talking about? You don't criticize the flaws enough? That's not even a flaw. Do we have any evidence from the show that Compound V Butcher is stronger than Temp V Butcher from the show writers themselves? Are you? Bro, what are you even talking about? What are you even talking about? None of the things that you are saying are things that I'm getting rage baited again. Yeah, bro. If you heard me break all of that down to you just now, and your question is how do we know that Temp V is weaker than Compound V, then bro, you haven't watched the show. You just didn't watch the show if your question is that. Compound V was the Temp V was literally killing Butcher. Of course he's not as strong, bro. Are we being serious? Like, what are we talking about? This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Bro, if proper productions went and got on his burner account, bro, that's hilarious, yo. You can't do anything but respect the hate, right? Bro is such a T1 level hater. You know what I mean? The cancer became the V'd up tentacles. So when he took the Compound V, the cancer got V'd up, which is why it became a tumor in his brain, which is why he was seeing Kelsier or whatever the hell it's called. You know what I mean? And that's why he was able to grab people and throw them around and shit. Because that was the cause of what the Temp V did to him. So one could possibly say that when the Temp V was fried, it just made it regular cancer again, and that doesn't mean that he's just gonna immediately just start dying right there. And by that logic, he was gonna die anyway. So he was like, bruh, I'm taking these soups with me. Invincible did spoil us. Yep, I agree. It left me wanting more from a series finale. I feel like that's weird, right? Yeah, but man, I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in for the series finale of The Boys. This was this was a fun time. I appreciated being here with you guys way more than I enjoyed the finale, right? Like even the rage baiters in the chat, even you guys you guys make it fun to, you guys like it's like having a trivia question. It's like getting questioned about something that you just watched by someone who has no idea what they're talking about. Sometimes it's fun to do that. Sometimes sometimes it's not. But today was a good time because a lot of chat wasn't fried today. Thank God, right? Most of chat was like, "What are y'all talking about?" So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to chat for keeping it G. And we were able to still talk about the gripes that we had with the show, the real ones, but while also being able to appreciate that this has been a really good show overall. Even though it did become a little lackluster with the season finale, I wouldn't even say this season was lackluster. I feel like if this season finale would have been the crescendo, if that crescendo would have hit a little harder, bro, I feel like people would not have been complaining near as hard as all. Like, we were waiting for something really big to happen, to be built up to, and unfortunately, we did not get to necessarily see it happen. But it makes sense within the safeguards that they put up within the show for us not to get overly overwhelmed or wrapped into any of those other shenanigans. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys drop a like and a share on the stream because it helps out tremendously around these parts. Help us tear through the YouTube algorithm and get the other nerds that are just like you that need a place to nerd out and talk about a little bit of everything, okay? If you don't know, around here we do trailer reactions, movie reviews, watch parties, and everything else in between. So make sure you subscribe, join the Discord so you can always be a part of the conversation. We're going to be covering Spider Noir that's going to be dropping soon. We're going to be doing a review for The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is dropping this week. We're doing reviews for other movies that have dropped within the last weeks and stuff like that. Shows, all of it. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys join the Discord. Make sure you guys join the Super Fam and become a Brovenger today because it's all because of y'all nerds around these parts. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever time it may be, wherever you may be. Okay? As I always say, stay awesome, stay nerdy, and don't forget to stay marvelous. Excelsior.
If you guys would like to support Marv Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the Superfan. Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties. We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update.
And on today's pop culture news update.
On today's pop culture news update.